I've started straightening my hair and I actually really love it, and I'm kind of obsessed with it because now my hair doesn't look like a total mess. Hello, you gorgeous individuals, it's Kav here, and today I'm going to be talking about MEG and LINUS by Hannah Nowinski. MEG and LINUS is a story centering around two friends, Meg and Linus, and Meg likes girls and Linus likes guys. This story pretty much centers around their friendship and both of their current situations. Meg's girlfriend Sophia dumped her right before going off to college, so Meg is reeling from the effects of a breakup, while Linus is interested in the new guy, Danny Singh, so it's also about Danny and Linus's relationship and how it evolves, but friendship does take a big part in this novel. I'm actually going to be reviewing the arc as Ava from Bookishness NT was lovely enough to send me a copy. So I'll link her blog down in the description below so that you guys can all go and give her some love. I'm going to not include spoilers in this review, so it's going to be a spoiler-free review because it would really not make sense for me to do a spoiler review before the book even comes out. I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. I actually really enjoyed it. It wasn't one of my all-time favorite novels, but I did really enjoy reading it. I've seen some reviews pointing out that the writing could be considered childish, but I actually really liked it because I thought that it helped me get into the brains of a teenager. I know I am a teenager, but I know not everyone who reads this book will be, so I think it helps keep you in the mindset of a teenager because these are high school students, and I think that the writing fit their age. This book is told in dual points of view, and I actually really enjoyed how it was written because the two characters were different enough that I could differentiate between whose point of view I was reading it in, but not too different that I ever felt like I was getting jolted out of the book. My one issue writing-wise was that the term insane was thrown in there a few times, and that is an ableist term, so I'm hoping that that might be taken out before the final edition comes out. But overall, I actually really enjoyed the writing. I thought that it helped keep me in the mindset of the age group that I was reading. Plot-wise, this novel is definitely character-based, but it had enough of a plot that you didn't feel like you were reading nothing. There was some substance to the novel. Character-wise, I really enjoyed Linus's character. I loved how chubby and socially awkward and nerdy he was. I just thought that he was so adorable. Reading his character was just really enjoyable, and he's just such an adorable little bean, and I just kind of want to protect him. I actually didn't enjoy Meg's character as much. I thought that she was very self-pitying. I understand that going through a breakup can be hard, but she had a lot of help and support that she could have taken, but she just never took it, and for that I just didn't really enjoy her character. That being said, I enjoyed not enjoying her character. I know that sounds weird, but I liked the feeling of not liking her. I also really enjoyed Danny's character. I thought he was just such a sweet guy. I was glad that he wasn't made into one of those super popular guys, always flocked by people, because that's what I thought he was going to be made into, but he wasn't. He was just a really nice guy, and I really enjoyed that about him, and I just enjoyed seeing how his and Linus's relationship progressed throughout the novel because it was just so cute. I also love the fact that Danny was not a white character. I do wish that this book had incorporated more non-white characters, but I was glad that his character was at least one non-white character. Another side character I really enjoyed was the character of Alyssa, who is one of the primary characters in Drama Club. She isn't a very important character, she is a supporting character in the novel, but I just really loved her character because again, she was just so sweet and nice, and I just loved the scenes that she was in. I kind of wish she had been in a little bit more of the novel than she was, but I enjoyed the fact that she was in the novel because I just really loved her character, and other than Danny, she was probably the other major supporting character. I also really enjoyed the incorporation of parents in this novel. I feel like a lot of novels disregard the fact that teenagers will probably be taken care of by somebody. They would have some sort of caretaker, be it a parent or a guardian. So I was glad that this novel did incorporate them, and I was glad that the parents were supportive of the kids' sexualities, as both Meg's mom and Linus's parents were really supportive of the kids and they weren't homophobic. That leads me to my ultimate favorite thing about this novel. It was such good LGBT plus rep. The representation in this novel was so normal. I love the fact that both of these characters were accepted. they did mention the fact that they did get offhand comments and they did get bullied a bit, but they had groups of friends and parents who supported their sexualities, and I think that's also important to see because showing acceptance may help bring acceptance about. The characters' sexualities were a big part of them, but they also weren't the only part of them. There were other aspects of their characters that you also got to know and love. One aspect being their obsession with coffee, which again I also really enjoyed because I myself love coffee, so that was really fun to see. And there were so many aspects you could fall in love with, but their sexualities took enough of a part in this novel that they weren't totally backhanded, and I just loved the way it was done and the way they were mostly accepted. Not fully, because again, even though our society has come so far, you are still going to face people who don't support you and don't accept you, so it did include that, but not so much that you felt overwhelmed, because as I pointed out in last week's video, the coming out narrative is very overused, and LGBT plus characters are more than their sexualities, the same way LGBT plus people are more than our sexualities, and I just love that this book really made that happen. Basically, if there's any reason you should pick it up, it's because the representation is fantastic. I do think you need to know what you're going into when you go into this novel. If you're expecting some great story that it's going to end in some sort of epiphany for you, that's not what this novel's about. It's just an extremely cute story that's done really well. I think that's what left a lot of people feeling lacking, but that's kind of what I expected going into it. I don't necessarily want to say that I didn't expect too much out of it. I just didn't expect anything too serious out of it, and I think if you go in with that mindset, if you just go in with the mindset that this is a good pick-me-up that represents LGBT plus people well, then you will thoroughly enjoy this novel the same way I did, because it's just a happy story about two queer teens. That's about all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on MEG and LINUS, and I hope you guys will pick it up when it comes out on April 30th. I will link the Goodreads link to this book in the description below so that you guys can check out a little bit more about it and see some other people's thoughts on it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like so that I know, because that's how I know, and comment below anything you want, any other books you want to see me review, or whether you're excited for this to come out. If you have read it, tell me if you agree with my thoughts on it, and just to leave a comment because I always respond to them. And definitely subscribe so that you never miss a new video, because I post new videos every Sunday. As usual, all my social media will also be in the description below if you want to follow me anywhere. I'm pretty active on all of my social media, so you can check me out everywhere, and my Goodreads will also be in the description below if you want to hear my thoughts on novels just as I finish reading them. And I hope you guys are having a lovely day or night wherever you are. Please remember that you're beautiful and that you deserve the world, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Goodbye!